Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to online classes. In our last video, we have discussed about isomerism, classified into two types, structural and stereo. Structural, ionization, linkage, coordination, and solvent isomerism. Similarly, stereoisomerism classified into two types, optical and geometrical. So I'll give you simple formulas and which is showing geometrical and optical isomers. After that we will enter into the next topic. So now first one, geometrical isomers. Geometrical isomers. Already formulas given. Simply I am giving summary for this topic. So now, first one, coordination number 4. These are square planar complexes. Square planar complexes. Coordination number 4, but not tetrahedral complexes. So general formula will be M x2 L2. So 4 ligands, 2x and 2L, both are unidentate ligands. Example. So I am writing example here for this type of formula. So Pt, palladium, Cl2, NH3 twice. Next, M xy L2. X, Y, L all are unidentate ligands. Example, palladium, Cl, Br, NH3 twice it is. X is chlorine, Y is bromine, 2 NH3s. 2 NH3s on same side cis, 2 NH3s opposite to each other trans. Next, M, A, B, C, D. You can take it as X, Y, Z, W, whatever. A, B, C, D. All are different. Palladium, Cl, Br, NH3. Next, C1. A, B, C, D. All are different. So it can also show geometrical isomerism. So here it can show totally 3 geometrical isomers. So among them 2 are cis and 1 is trans. You just observe metal atom A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. With respect to A and D, AB adjacent to each other, AD adjacent to each other, but AC is opposite to each other. Opposite to each other, one trans. Adjacent to each other, totally two cis, 1 trans with respect to any. Totally 3 isomers, 2 are cis, 1 is trans, right? Next important one in this, that is M x4. It means all ligands are same. Next, M x L3. 1 is different from 4. Next, M. Next one is X3L. Next, M L4 will not show geometrical isomerism. Square planar complexes never show optical isomerism. These are coordination number 4 square planar complexes and their formulas. So which is showing, which is not showing. For example, CO, otherwise Cu, Cl3, next H2O. Will it shows geometrical isomerism? No, because it is M X3L type. This is M X3L type or M XL3 type. That's why it never shows geometrical isomerism. Next, another one we observed geometrical isomerism in coordination number 6 octahedral complexes. Coordination number 6 octahedral complexes. Octahedral complexes. Formula is M X4 L2. It means these two identical ligands on same side cis, opposite side trans, discussed already. Example is CO NH3 4 times Cl2 plus 1 here. M X4 L2 this. Otherwise you can take M L4X2. Both are same. Next, M A3B3. Otherwise XL3. Both are correct. So example for this is CO NH3 thrice NO2 or NO3 thrice. So it is X3 Y3. So facial and meridional we have discussed already. Next, M X Y L4 can also show. So this is the example is CO Cl Br NH3 4 times plus X is Cl, Br is Y, and what is that? L 4 times. CO is a central metal atom. So these ligands on same side or opposite side, then cis and trans are possible. Next, another one. So these are the formulas we have studied in coordination number 6. They can also shows which one? Geometrical isomerism, cis and trans. So now another one, M X2 LL twice. If I kept in bracket like 2 ethylene diamine, best example, bidentate ligand. So now geometrical isomerism also possible in bidentical ligands already given. So example is CO, next Cl2 En twice it is. En twice. So the charge is plus here. So like this you can. Now the important one is, all of you remember, and another one is M X, otherwise A B C D E F. Metal atom M, A B C D E F for unidentate ligands, remember. Now it is also possible, totally 30 possible isomers are there, we'll discuss in the objective point of view, right now. Now M A6, instead of A you can take X6, all ligands are identical. M XL5, it means one ligand and remaining all 5 are same. Next, M X5L, right. Next, M L6. Do not show geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. Very, very important it is. geometrical as well as optical isomerism will not shown by these octahedral complexes whose coordination number is equal to 6. Clear it is? Already given for optical isomerism, bidentate ligand is required, octahedral complexes are required. You remember all this, so it helps you a lot for PUC as well as objective exams also. Now, in our the next topic in this chapter is bonding in complex compounds. Before going to the bonding in complex compounds, we should know the drawbacks of Werner's theory. The first theory in this chapter is Werner's theory of complex compounds. Many drawbacks are there. Why in complex compounds there is a dative bond formed between the ligand as well as the central atom. Another one, why the bond is directional from ligand to metal atom. And next, magnetic properties of complex compounds. Next, color properties of complex compounds. And next, electrical properties of complex compounds. And all these properties did not explain in Werner's theory. So these properties, so we can study in valency bond theory, molecular orbital theory, ligand field theory, crystal field theory. So we have only two theories among all these four. The first one is valence bond theory, second one crystal field theory. So remaining two, molecular orbital theory and ligand field theory, we will study in our higher classes. We'll discuss valence bond theory to overcome the drawbacks in Werner's theory of complex compounds. Okay. Now, valence bond theory. The drawbacks of Werner's theory, as I told you just now, explained by these two theories, VBT, valence bond theory. According to this theory, the central metal atom surrounded by ligands. Central metal atom surrounded by ligands. Now, the bond between the ligand and central metal atom is a covalent bond. These are theories, remember. So, valence bond theory was given by Pauling. According to him, the bond between the ligand and metal atom is covalent bond. And next, the bond formed between the ligand and metal atom is empty orbital, d orbital of metal and filled orbital it is. It is empty. Empty orbital of metal and filled orbital of ligand overlap with each other, then forms a covalent bond. Next, this bond is a sigma bond. Sigma bond is formed by filled orbitals of ligand and empty orbitals of metal atom. Pi bond is also formed as per this theory it is. So now pi bond is formed between the ligand and central atom by paired orbitals of central metal atom overlap with the empty orbital of ligand, reverse pi bond. Pi bond will be formed. Sigma bond is formed by the overlapping of filled orbitals of ligand and empty orbitals of metal. And now pi bond is formed by filled d orbitals of metal with empty orbitals of ligand. So we'll write point by point first. Before entering into these points, we will write drawbacks of Werner's theory. Students, I have written the drawbacks in Werner's theory of complex compound. It does not explain the color properties, optical properties, magnetic properties, and directional nature of bond between the metal and ligand and why the coordinate covalent bond is formed between the metal and ligand. These are the properties didn't explained by Werner's theory of complex compound. To overcome these drawbacks, we have to study valence bond theory. So as per that, few important topics points I discussed. First one is, it was given by Pauling. According to this theory, the bond between the metal and ligand is a covalent bond. The bond formed by the empty orbitals of metal and filled orbitals of ligand overlap, then forms a sigma bond. Filled orbital of a metal and empty orbital of a ligand on sidewise overlapping or lateral overlapping gives pi bond. As per this, these are the points. Write these points now. Now, bonding in complex compounds. There are four theories. First one, valence bond theory, crystal field theory, ligand field theory, and molecular orbital theory. These two theories only given in your PUC range, and these two theories not given, so you can study in your higher classes. Next, the first theory is valence bond theory, VBT. It was given by Pauling. So according to this theory, as I told you, the bond between the ligand and central metal atom is covalent bond. It is. So this bond is formed by the overlapping of completely filled orbitals of ligand and vacant or empty d orbitals of central atom, nothing but a metal atom. Next, so the bond will be, you can write like this, it is, so first one is completely filled orbitals of ligand. So this is completely filled. I am showing like this, completely filled. Another one, this is vacant d orbital, completely filled orbital of ligand and vacant d orbitals of central metal atom on overlapping gives a sigma bond. Which bond that is? Sigma bond. That is a covalent bond. Next, reverse one, completely filled d orbitals of metal and empty orbitals of ligand overlapping sidewise, then forms a pi bond. It is completely filled orbitals of ligand. Okay, it is empty or vacant orbitals of metal atom, nothing but a central atom. It is a d orbital. The bond formed is sigma bond. It is axial overlapping. Clear? Another one, like this, lateral overlapping or a sidewise overlapping. So you can also draw like this. Right? So this is completely filled, it is empty. Reverse one now. And this is empty. Now, right here. Here also. completely filled d orbitals of metal and empty orbital of ligand. This is empty orbital of ligand. It is pi star. Pi star means anti-bonding pi orbital it is of a ligand. Next, this is completely filled. Completely filled. D orbital of metal. It is nothing but central atom. Clear? Due to the lateral overlapping or the sidewise overlapping. Sidewise overlapping gives which bond it is? Pi bond. Lateral overlapping leads to the formation of pi bond. Now, to understand the to understand the bonding in complex compounds as per the valence bond theory, we should know few fundamental terms. One is inner orbital complex, outer orbital complex, low spin complex, high spin complex, strong field ligand, weak field ligand. If you understood these 6 terms, you can answer for any question, and this is the first important question in this chapter for 3 marks. You can observe papers also. Now, these 6 terms if you understood, you can write the answer for the given question. No need to by heart this topic. First one is inner orbital complex. There is a meaning in the heading itself. Inner means inside d orbitals are involved in bonding. Outer means outer d orbitals are involved in bonding, called outer orbital complex. Next, strong field ligands and weak field ligands. Few ligands have a capacity to pair up the unpaired electrons in the central metal atom. For example, 3d5 there, d5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. D orbitals 5. In each orbital 1, 1, 1, 1. So, these unpaired electrons will be paired one by one by a ligand effect. Such ligands named as strong field ligands. The ligand which can pair up the unpaired electrons, called strong field ligands. If pairing is there, in the beginning, 1 spin will be plus half or minus half. 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. All are unpaired electrons. Spin will be plus half. 5 into plus half, 2.5. Spin is more. In presence of strong field ligand, these will be paired. First one paired, second one paired, third one will be unpaired. Spin paired, it means plus half converted in, another one is a minus half. Plus half pairing starts, another one is a minus half. Plus half minus half cancelled, spin will be 0. In presence of strong field ligand, the spin becomes low. That's why those are named as low spin complexes. Clear? Next, in presence of weak field ligands, the ligand has a less tendency to pair up the unpaired electrons in central metal atom. So, in that case, all 5 unpaired electrons will be remains same as it is, no pairing. Spin is very high, 5 into plus half. That's why high spin complex. Clear it is? These 6 terms, we'll write one by one and with reasons also. Okay. Okay students, after the bond formation between the ligand and central metal atom, that may be sigma or pi bond. Central metal atom is a d block element. It has d orbitals. In d orbitals, if any unpaired electrons are there, whether it is 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, unpaired electrons are there, such complex is called as paramagnetic compound due to the presence of unpaired electrons. We read, so single electrons are responsible for the magnetic moment classified into 5 types: dia, para, ferro, ferri, like that. Now single electrons are there, paramagnetic. If electrons are paired or no electrons in d orbitals, such complex is called as diamagnetic. Unpaired electrons do not show unpaired electrons after the bonding, called para or diamagnetic. This is called paired electrons or zero electrons, right? Inner orbital complex, simply indicated as IOC. Students, you observe clearly, these are the orbitals of central metal atom, nothing but D block element. Central metal atom is a D block element. Around this, ligands are there. In this metal atom, D orbitals are available. These are 3D, 4s, 4p and 4d. Clear? These all orbitals are present in a central metal atom, nothing but a D block element. So around that, ligands are there. Okay. Then these are inside d orbitals. You just have it is a nucleus. Just imagine inside, next shell, next shell, next shell. Clear it is. Inside, these are outside d orbitals. So inside means 3d, 4s, 4p, 4d. 3d it is, 4d it is. If inside 3d orbitals are involved in bonding, that is called inner orbital complex. So in inner orbital complex, how will we write? So these orbitals, inside d orbitals are involved. It means here one left, remaining are paired, just imagine. So D, sp3, based on requirement, they undergoes hybridization. 4 bonds are required. 1, 2, 3, 4, DsP2. 5 required. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 required. So you'll observe all this with examples. Now, outer orbital complex. These are inside 3d orbitals and these are outside 4d orbitals. Outside 4d orbitals, inside 3d orbitals. If outside orbitals are involved in bonding, that is called outer orbital complex. Inside d orbitals, called penultimate d orbitals involved in bonding, called inner orbital complex. Clear it is? Right. Next term, strong field ligand and weak field ligand. Simply I am indicating as SFL, strong field ligand. In presence of some ligands, when attached or bonded to central metal atom, so here electrons in d orbitals of metal will be paired because of the ligand effect called strong field ligand. In presence of some ligands, there is no pairing of electrons in the central metal atom d orbitals. So the configuration is as it is with that of a normal metal atom. Those are called weak field ligands. Pairing is there by a ligand, that is called strong field ligand. We'll write definitions one by one now. Okay, students. Definitions. Strong field ligand. In presence of some ligands, when bonded to central atom, enhances, nothing but increasing pairing of electrons in metal d orbitals. Such ligands called strong field ligands indicated as SFL. Examples are carbonyl group CO, carbonyl group it is, ethylene diamine EN, ethylene diamine, CN cyanide, DMG dimethyl glyoxane, it is dimethyl glyoxane, dimethyl glyoxane. Such ligands are strong field ligand. If no pairing, configuration is as it is, such ligands are called weak field ligands. In presence of some ligands, the configuration of metal atom remains same, no pairing. Such ligands called weak field ligands. Examples are Cl minus, Br minus, I minus, etc. For example, strong field ligand if you take, so configuration is 4s2 3d8 I'm taking. So in presence of a strong field ligand, so here I am taking 3d8 only configuration. Strong field ligand is there, what will be happening? This is 3d8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Better we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So outside, these are the orbitals. Three D, 4s, 4p, 4d. Right. So now, what happened in presence of strong field ligand? In presence of strong field ligand is there, what will be happening? These electrons will be paired. This will enter here. If enters, then what happens? And here 1 is converted into 2. And this will be empty. Clear? Then, and these are the orbitals. Right here, 5 only total. Okay. Check it. This is orbital available for hybridization. So this one involved in hybridization, starting from this. And all are paired. First one is a plus half, second electron minus half. Plus half minus half, plus half minus half, plus half minus half. Total is 0. It means spin is low. In presence of strong field ligand, we can observe low spin complexes. If it is a weak field ligand, no pairing. No pairing means this must be as it is. This is in weak field ligand. In presence of weak field ligand, configuration is as it is. In presence of strong field ligand, these electrons will be paired. If paired, spin of electrons will be 0. In presence of a strong field ligand, 0 means low spin complexes will be formed. Spin is low. In weak field ligand, no pairing. It is plus half, it is also plus half. Plus half, 1. Spin will be 1, not 0. Spin will be increased. In presence of weak field ligand, high spin complexes will be formed. In presence of strong field ligand, spin will be 0. Now low spin complexes will be formed. Okay. Now we'll write the differences between these all four. Right? Strong inner orbital as well as outer orbital complexes. Okay students, you'll see the definition for low spin complex as well as a high spin complex. The central atom has no unpaired electrons or less unpaired electrons after bond formation between ligand and central atom. Such complexes are called low spin complexes. These are called spin paired. It means after pairing only plus half minus half, plus half minus half, total is 0. After pairing only, spin paired complexes. This will be happened in presence of strong field ligand. Why named as a strong field ligand? The ligand has a tendency to pair up electrons in a central metal atom in d orbitals. That's why the strength is more, the field strength is more. That's why named as a strong field ligands. Examples given already, CO, En, etc. The strength of ligand depending upon the field strength. Many factors affecting the field strength like energy, splitting energy, crystal field formed. So the next theory is a crystal field theory. We will study the reasons for strong field ligand and weak field ligand. Why few were named as strong field, why few were named as a weak field. No need to confuse here. High spin complexes. The central atom has more unpaired electrons or unpaired electrons after the bond formation between the ligand and central atom called high spin complexes. These are called spin free. Free means more spin. It will be happened in presence of weak field ligand. The strength of the ligand will be weak, then there is no chance to pair electrons. So the field strength, whether it is a weak field or a strong field, that is depending upon pairing energy, splitting energy. This topic we can study clearly in the next topic called crystal field theory, in order to confuse. Now I will write the differences between inner orbital complex, outer orbital complex. Students, the differences between inner orbital complex and outer orbital complex. Inner d orbitals are involved in hyperdiffusion, outer d orbitals involved in hybridization, given with diagrams. So inner means penultimate d orbitals, n minus 1d, ns, np, not outside d. Outside means d must be last, ns, np, nd. Ultimate d orbitals. Clear it is? Next, possible hybridizations. If inner orbital involved in hybridization, hybridization starts with d, like dsp2, dsp3, d2sp3, d3sp3. Clear it is? Inner means hybridization must starts with d. That's why in every case I have written d starting. And d2, d3 like that I have written. This is because of requirement. How many bonds required for us? Based on the number of ligands, possible hybridization we can say. So it is not fixed. It is based on requirement. Outside means d orbital must be outside. Like sp3d, sp3d2, sp3d3. And these also sp. dsp it is not. sp only. Outer s and p. Outer s and p. Outer s and p. But inner d not involved here. That's why these are also outer orbital complexes. Outer means d must be outside. Inner means d must be first side. It means beginning, d must be last. Now, pairing of d electrons of metal takes place in presence of a strong field ligand. Pairing takes place, then only we will get empty orbitals inside. That's why inner orbital. So pairing possible in strong field ligand, but not in presence of weak field ligand. Because of their field strength, we'll study in the crystal field theory. So no pairing. It means all are unpaired electrons. In presence of ligand also there is no pairing. All are unpaired electrons only in the d orbitals of central metal atom. Obviously, no pairing in presence of some ligands. Those are called weak field ligand. So no pairing takes place. No pairing means all orbitals having single electrons, those will not involved in hybridization. So outer side orbitals involved in the hybridization. So like this. So all are unpaired electron means plus half, plus half, plus half. Obviously spin will be increased, called high spin complex, spin free complex, low spin complex, spin paired complex. Already written. Examples: CO, CN, dimethyl glyoxime, EN, NO2, ethylene diamine. So halogens NO3, SN minus, NH3. Note students, all of you, NH3 generally a weak field ligand, pairing will start. No pairing, actually no pairing. But NH3, all of you note this, acts as strong field ligand in cobalt and chromium complexes. Very, very important. Written clearly, ammonia or amine act as a strong field ligand in cobalt and chromium complexes based on their field strength and other reasons. We'll study in the which topic, crystal field splitting theory, right? So simply these are the differences between the IOC and OOC. I'll give you one or two examples now. Students, follow these points clearly. Then only you can understand the examples which are asking in the PUC exams especially. To understand the examples, hybridization, shapes, etc., we should know all these points clearly. Study well today. In our next video, we'll start the complexes and their hybridization shapes, magnetic behavior, what is the magnetic moment, and all these points. Simply, you have to remember IOC means we need these type of hybridizations. IOC, pairing starts, strong field ligand, low spin complex. Easy to identify the magnetic moment also. OOC. So hybridizations are sp3d, sp3d2, sp3d3. No pairing taking place in presence of weak field ligands and high spin complex. 4 terms and 4 terms. These are very, very important. We'll continue in the next video.